so excited to be here at the Hello Bello factory. So tell us everything. We're so happy about the launch. Like, how excited are you to be here launching it?
We are, I think, slack-jawed.
Yeah.
We drove here this morning thinking we wouldn't be able to find the building because they're all so big and they don't have numbers.
Nondescript.
The entire building is
It's like
painted.
a quarter-mile long diaper.
Yeah, we were already very excited to be the first independently owned diaper manufacturer manufacturing in the USA.
Soup to nuts.
Soup to nuts.
Designed here.
From
Built
design
here.
to distribution, and choosing to come to Waco allowed us to be closer to suppliers because we're trying to buy most of our raw materials locally and regionally, and it just, everything about it feels good. Creating jobs, lowering your carbon footprint, we're thrilled.
It's amazing. And let's talk about the jobs, because 150 new jobs are being brought to the area and growing, I'm sure. Tell me all about that.
Well, this used to be a diaper facility a long, long time ago, and when it closed down, you know, that 150 jobs, that's not peanuts. That can be a whole town sometimes. And so to bring that lifeblood back, the community seems re-energized. We're thrilled to be able to offer it. We need the diapers made, and it's an incredible workforce down here, and so we're just, it's a nice marriage.
Just like your marriage. So nice. What's the highlight of being in Waco, Texas?
Well, I think logistically this is an amazing place to be. You know, there's a global supply chain crisis right now, and the fact that we can be autonomous and independent, and that we're so centrally located, there's so much shipping in and out of here, there's great interstates, it's just a really perfect location for us. And we've really been met with open arms here as well, I'll add. They've been very helpful in setting this factory up.
And the whole thing of having access to it, we got Chip and Joanna Gaines on board, and Magnolia, the team, helped design the facility, because so much of our company is about the feeling that it gives you. Like, you're buying a great product, but you're also buying a feeling. We want to feel like a community, and that's why we put a parenting pledge on the back of the bottle. And to have Chip and Joanna and Magnolia create a space that is like representative of Hello Bello, but also of these roots we're planting in Waco, was like extraordinary.
It's amazing. We're going to get into all the Magnolia stuff because we're obsessed with that. But in the meantime, you guys have been in Texas for the past few days, I saw. Have you been enjoying some Texas barbecue? What's like the guilty pleasure food?
Oh, well, we were fortunate enough to bookend the entire trip to Formula One, starting at Salt Lake and then ending at Salt Lake. So it couldn't have been perfect. We also went tubing down the San Marcos River, which was insanely fun.
Yeah.
And we were also joined by the cutest Formula One driver in the history of the sport,
Daniel Ricciardo.
So this was, I don't know there'll be a better trip we'll ever take.
Pretty much.
And you're ending it here.
Yeah.
And we're ending this enormous yet cute and fun.
Right. We're going to go home and just drive right off the edge of the earth.
That's right.
Because there's nothing better than this weekend.
You can't beat this. I'm right there with you. So let's go back to Chip and Joanna designing the factory, designing the shop. Tell us what it was like working with them and their team at Magnolia.
Well, they know exactly what they're doing. So we're really, to have them even be interested to come on board, because they know they know design, they know this area, they also know how to infuse energy into a space, and that is exactly what we wanted. We didn't want it to feel sterile or like, oh, this is a company and they're making products here. So when you walk in, the products are beautifully laid out. There's an area that looks like a nursery, there's a reading nook, there's toys. It's just, we felt so incredibly lucky that they even wanted to, so we just followed their lead.
Of course. And did you guys fan out over them? Like, were you geeking out to meet them?
I mean, I wanted to be here while they were designing it, but I couldn't. So I'm just excited to have, they're going to be here today, and obviously I'm going to like show them some pictures of my house and ask for tips and tricks. Anytime I will get access to them, I will.
That's amazing. What were your first impressions? Like, are you going to be trying to get a double date set up with them?
I mean, I think we had a double.
It's a geographical challenge, but now that we're going to be here often, it seems pretty probable.
We've got a lunch date set up today, so let's start there.
That's good. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
It's only Chip and Joanna. I mean, come on. So the reviews from Hello Bello are in. Everyone is obsessed. Moms are raving about it. But tell us, like, take it back to the beginning. What made you want to start the brand in the first place?
Well, you know, when we had our first child, we lived in Los Angeles. There's a ton of boutique, really wonderful places that have great healthy products for babies, and we bought all those, and we're overpaid, and we didn't worry about it. And it occurred to us at a certain point, like, oh, this isn't necessarily something that our friends and family in Michigan have access to or even can afford. And so for us, we just really wanted to be able to give that experience we had to everybody. And we, are lucky enough to be on TV where we could walk into some places and start with a scale that has made it the most affordable and best product across the board.
Leveraged our acting careers against this because we thought it was important. I think it's really, really important that no one should be choosing between their baby or their budget. And that already 1 in 5 people struggle to buy diapers, and we saw a 70% increase in 2021. So now 1 in 2 families are struggling to buy diapers, and that is just, it's unacceptable. And so, like, having a mission-driven company that's making a really premium product, but has not only the price point you need, but the accessibility, we're trying to pump out as many as we can. And then, we'll create things like, we just started something called the Diaper Fund, which is on hellobello.com. It's like, think of it like GoFundMe, but for diapers. So you can register if you're struggling. You can register, you can send that page, the Diaper Fund, out to your community to receive help, but it also, you don't have to know the person. So you can go on there and just haphazardly buy diapers for people who need them, and it makes a big difference in people's lives. Well, the playfulness of the package really came from everything we were seeing in the store. Looked like it was like stark white or baby pink or baby blue, and it just looked too pristine. It made me feel like less than to have it in the nursery, because the nursery was filthy and there was avocado on the walls, and we were like, what if we just mixed it up and made it?
Also, like, we wanted products that you'd put on the top of the dresser, the changing table, not that you'd hide because they were ugly. Like, we wanted it to be something that was fun in the room for the babies.
Yeah.
I love that. And then what do you hope parents take away from this whole Hello Bello experience?
I hope parents realize that they are not alone, that there is a village out there that you may not know that is here to help. I hope they feel a little bit more confidence, and I hope that they are never having to choose again between their baby or their budget.
And then if you can only get one item, I know it's tough because everything's amazing, what is like the go-to must-have item?
Oh, wow.
The sleep gummies.
The sleep gummies are great. For me, it is a toss-up between the sunscreen, which is amazing. It goes on so well and it smells better than any sunscreen out there, or the Everywhere Balm.
So what parenting duty are you most likely to pass off on the other one?
I don't think there is any. We both do all the stuff.
We both do all the stuff, but we also have really strong lanes. Like, I love being in charge of the food and what we're making for dinner and what's going in the lunch, and he loves being in charge of making sure their little track bikes are serviced so they can go on motorcycle rides in the evenings. We do have definite lanes that we don't pass off much.
Yeah. I'm in charge of adventures.
Yeah.
And you're in charge of their overall health.
Yeah.
Which is important.
That's great. What a team. What
we're
a duo.
both in charge of snuggling.
Yes.
Do you have a secret hidden parenting talent?
His is patience for sure.
Good.
I've seen him, he could have a temper at anyone that he doesn't know. If he sees someone being bullied, he'll step in. But I have never once seen him sort of out of patience with me and the girls. You're extraordinary. I don't know, you must be grinding your teeth off or something.
Well, let's be honest. I'll take leave occasionally.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll go to another room.
And then you just celebrated your wedding anniversary earlier this month,
We
right?
did.
You were married in 2013, is that correct?
Yeah.
How did you guys celebrate? How do you keep the love alive? We need to know about the ring tattoo. We need all of it.
We didn't celebrate. We both forgot.
We were 8,000 miles apart.
Yep. Very romantic.
What's great is Kristen's mother knows our anniversary date. By rote.
Yeah.
So she generally sends us a text the day before that says, happy anniversary, and we both go oh, right. And then we call each other. So thank goodness for
Because
your
neither
mom.
of us remember, so we're never angry at each other.
Simply because there's a reason. It's not like we don't give a rip. It's because we had been engaged for so long and we were waiting for DOMA to get overturned. So then when that happened, it just was a course of action that we got. It wasn't like we planned some date had we planned a wedding like September 18th, I bet we would remember it forever. But literally, it was like, oh, the courthouse is open today. Let's shoot over there. You got to work later. You have a love scene with our best friend Ryan Hansen, so we got to knock this out before
that. That was awkward. But we do remember that it was in October because the couple photos we took at the courthouse had like scary ghouls and stuff in the background.
Yes, that's how
that's how we're like, oh shoot, it's October. I feel like this must be our anniversary month.
And what do you remember about proposing? Do you remember anything from that day?
It was very memorable.
Everything.
It was Christmas Day.
I had just flown back from Michigan to pick up his parents. I was exhausted.
And we had this wonderful Christmas day, and I had previously planned to go to this restaurant that I had first said I love you at, and yet this day was so wonderful.
And I was crying. I started crying in bed. I was like, I'm just so grateful. I love your parents, and I'm happy to be with you, and it's Christmas, and I'm overwhelmed.
And then I walked nude into the closet where I had hidden the ring and the jacket.
Where are you going?
And then I returned naked and kneeled down naked and hit her with it.
And then I was just, you thought I was crying.
And then we woke up the next morning, I went to get coffee, and my mom was in the kitchen. She said, oh no, you guys, did you have a big fight? I heard Kristen sobbing. And I said, oh no, we're getting married.
What are your nicknames for each other?
Jeez, where would we start?
Buddy.
Budge, Pringus.
Pringus, Dingus von Pringus.
Dingus von Pringus.
Buddy, mostly Buddy.
Yeah.
Who is most likely to be caught doing naked yoga in the backyard? You may have an Instagram reference.
Probably me.
Good call, probably you. The one chore that you can't get the other one to do.
We trade off so often, there's really not.
I got no complaints with Kristen in the chore department. She's a hard worker through and through.
And if I ask for something, can you do this? He always executes it.
Who said I love you first?
Me, at the previously talked about restaurant.
Who's the first to apologize?
It's pretty even, but you probably have a 60-40 on me.
Solely because I'm sober, and that's a tenet of sobriety. So I more have to, or I'll go disappear for 9 days.
That's true.
The stakes are higher than I clear up everything.
Favorite physical attribute about the other person?
Her ass.
His shoulders.
Iconic. Okay. Who's the biggest romantic?
You're more romantic in theory, but I like leave you love notes and stuff.
And you're way more thoughtful about presents. Like, you'll blow my mind with the amount of work you've done to give me some special present. And yet I got you a sloth, so I don't know.
Love. Halloween. What are we being this year? What's the family?
Kristen's domain. Take it, Mama.
Peanuts characters. The girls wanted to be Sally and Lucy, so we all had to work around them. So we're gonna be, you're gonna be Charlie.
Or the football.
I'm gonna be Linus. The dogs are gonna be, Frank's gonna be Snoopy, Whiskey's gonna be Woodstock. It's gonna work out great.
Can't wait for the photo.
Monica's gonna be Peppermint Patty.
Iconic. Again, truly amazing. Okay, favorite guest you've had so far, or guest you're dying to have on?
That's hard.
That's too hard. We've had 400 guests, and there's been so many amazing ones. But right off the top of my head, my mother was one of my favorites. Dog the Bounty Hunter was insanely great.
David Sedaris.
David Sedaris came back for a second interview last week and was Jay-Z, Jack White. There's a handful that are Putin. I really want to interview. I'm not kidding. I would love to interview Vladimir Putin.
What would you even talk about?
Wrestling.
Okay.
That's neat. That's very neat. Last question. You had Harry at Prince Harry. Everyone was freaking out. Did you get a chance to meet them? Are we setting up some play dates with the kids soon?
I did meet him. I was running down the stairs on my way to a workout class in a sports bra, and he came out of my restroom, and I was like, well, I guess this is it.
Your
This
Majesty.
is our first, Your Majesty. Here is my sports brassiere. He was just such a lovely gentleman, and so kind and so gracious, and
And handsome as hell.
oh my God, he was so hot.
Yeah.